Hello everyone, it's Alara here from Alara Viral Coaching, and today I'm going to be doing a live analysis of Steve Jobs' Think Differently video.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
So the reason why this video has been so successful, even though it was created ages ago, is because it speaks to the emotions of the right people. It creates an emotional connection. Nowhere in this video does Steve Jobs talk about Apple, talk about his products, technology, computers, nothing. As humans, we are emotional beings. We make decisions based upon our emotions. Even though we might intellectually understand something, it is how we feel about that thing that drives if we act on it or not. And when you're creating emotional connections with people, what you're doing isn't selling anymore. What you're doing isn't marketing anymore. What you're doing is leading a mass movement, bringing people on board with your cause. So in order to create a mass movement, in order to bring people on board with your cause, there are three elements that you need. And this is actually something that I've learned from Russell Brunson, so I've just drawn it up for you here. So the first thing that you need is fire in your belly. This is the charismatic leader. This is the leader. And without that fire in your belly, none of this is going to work, because your business is an amplified version of who you are. So if you want to lead a mass movement, which is what we're talking about doing here, which is what Steve Jobs is doing in this video, you're going to need to connect to that fire in your belly. And if you haven't connected to the fire in your belly, that's the first thing that you need to do before you even start thinking about marketing. My hair is in everywhere. The second thing you need is your cause, the cause that people are coming on board with. Yeah, you got your fire in your belly, you can feel it, but what are people actually coming on board with? How are you communicating it to them? And there's three elements that make up your cause, which I'm going to tell you about in a minute. The third thing that makes up a mass movement is a new opportunity. An opportunity, a product or a service or something that actually takes people to make this cause and vision come true. Okay, so yeah, I'm on board with this, but how the hell are we going to get there? Then you have your thing, the way that you get there. Okay, so I'm assuming that if you're watching this video, that you have the fire in your belly and you have a new opportunity, but you're wondering, how the hell do I get people on board with this? How the hell do I get people emotionally connected to this? So what I'm going to be focusing on in this video is your cause. And there's three elements that you need to know about creating your cause, creating your culture for people to get on board with. The first one is your why, your core values. And this is a personal discovery journey. Who you are when you're at your best. Who are you when you're at your best? Because those same values of who you are when you're at your best is going to be coming up in your business as well. The second thing, so the first thing is your why. The second thing is your vision. If you were to live in line with your why every single day, what would be the world that you create as a result of that? And creating a super clear picture of this is so important, because when people can see a super clear picture of where we're going, that's when they get on board with it. Elon Musk has done a really good job of this. He's like, we are going to be living on space. People that believe in that, they will go and get a job with him, regardless of the pay, regardless of how crazy a boss he is. Regardless of all of those things, people believe in that vision. So the first thing is your core values. The second thing is a clear vision. The third thing is having an identity for your tribe. What do you call yourselves? So, for example, the people that go through my program, the title that we give ourselves is I Roar. So I'm going to show you how these three elements of the why, your vision, and your title of liberty come up through Steve Jobs's Think Different videos. So let's get started.
Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in the square holes, the ones who see things differently.
So in here, he has literally just identified, he's given these people, his tribe, an identity, saying you belong here. The round pegs in square holes, the misfits, the troublemakers, the rebels, the ones who see things differently. He's given them an identity. So he hasn't given them one identity, but he's given them a range of titles. But what he's actually done in this first part of the video is saying, hey, this is for you. Giving them an identity. So this is a third element that I was talking about in your cause. Okay, let's continue.
They're not fond of rules, and they have no respect for the status quo. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. About the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward.
Okay, so in this part of the video, he explained the movement. He identified the movement. The first part, he identified who are we, and the second part, he identified the movement that we're creating. The vision. Basically, the first part was the title of liberty. The second part is the vision of. So in here, so he first says, you can quote them, disagree with them, glorify, vilify them, but the only thing you can't do is ignore them because they change things. They push the human race forward. They change things and they push the human race forward. This is the world we're creating. A tribe of people that change things and push the human race forward. He identified the movement, the vision. He painted a clear picture of what is the world that we are creating.
And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see genius. Because the people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.
Okay, so this part of the video is one of the most crucial parts of the video because in this section, he creates a differentiation between us versus them, which creates exclusivity. But the actual thing that it's doing in terms of the three elements of building your culture, building your cause, is it's talking about his core values and how his core values and how Apple's core values are separate from the rest of the world's. Okay, so what he does in this section is us versus them. And he just finishes off the video with Think Different, just identifying the title again, their title of liberty, identifying who we are. We're the ones that think different. So it's super easy. 4 elements. Identify who we are, identify the vision, identify our core values and how they sit differently to the rest of the world, and then just remind them of who you are. It's super easy, but super effective, speaks to the people's, creates an emotional connection without you even having to talk about your product. So, this is how Apple does it. How it will look for you is going to be totally different. It might not even be in video formats. But if this is the kind of effect that you're looking to have through your business as well, then I have a 5-week one-on-one coaching program for tech-based business owners that helps you create an emotional connection with your audience through those 3 ways: identifying your why, your vision, and your title of liberty. Who are we? So many marketing experts out there just bombard you with talking about what you do, the product, the technicalities. The reason why this is different is because it's so foundational. It takes that fire in your belly and translates it into your business so that people can connect to that fire as well. And that is what creates an emotional connection. That's what brings people on board with your cause. So if that's something that you are interested or want to know more about, I've dropped a link in the comments below for you to book a call with me. Just the call in itself is going to be packed with value. And by the end of the call, if I can help you, and if we are a good fit, then you might get an invite to the raw transformation. The spaces on this program is limited. So I only work with people that I like and that I know that I can help. So book a call with me below and let's see if we're a good fit. Have an amazing day. Take care.